All right, so you're thinking about moving to the Pensacola area and you're working with a $250,000 to about a $350,000 price budget. Well, if that's the case for you, then you're definitely going to want to stick around and watch this entire video, because what I'm going to show you is I'm actually going to pull up a Zillow map and then show you guys what some of the areas that I think you should be focusing on if you're working with a $250,000 to $350,000 budget. So anyway, if this is your first time stopping by my channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so real quick, the first thing that we're gonna do is pull up Zillow on a map. So we're just gonna go ahead and hit for sale in Pensacola. And if you're watching this video right now, go ahead and take this opportunity to kind of take notes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys some tips and tricks that I use whenever I'm quickly searching for properties that are up for sale here in Pensacola. Now, obviously I'm a real estate agent, so I do have access to the MLS, but Zillow does have a lot of the listings that are on the MLS on the site Zillow itself. So what I'm going to be showing you in this video, you can easily do this from home, your home office, right there in the comfort of your home on your very own laptop. So you don't really have to have MLS to see the properties that us realtors see, but obviously, you know, we do have access to more information on the MLS, and we do have access to probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15% more properties that aren't actually on Zillow. But again, what I'm going to show you is some tips and tricks that you can use when doing some of your home shopping for yourself. So the first thing I do is go ahead and pull up a map of Zillow, and then I make sure that this up here is for sale. And what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and set this price range to be, tell you what, we're gonna do a minimum price range of, let's do 220,000, and then we'll do our price maximum to be, we'll just go ahead and set it at like 360,000. Okay, so kind of that ballpark, 250 to 350K. And we're gonna go ahead and hit apply. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my home type. Okay, we definitely want houses selected, but according to your preferences, you know, you might be interested in townhomes. I'm gonna deselect multifamily for this. But I mean, just whatever you're looking for, make sure that you have that particular property type selected. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just have houses selected and then click apply. This is the entire map of Pensacola that has properties for sale right now. Now you'll notice that these red dots are a little bit more dense in certain areas versus in others. Okay, now particularly we can see that right here, it's kind of sparse in the downtown area. You're really not going to find a whole lot for sale within downtown Pensacola between 250 and 350K. Usually it's going to be at least like 400K and upwards. Okay, but what I want you to take notice of is this area right here. Right, like you can see clearly in Northeast Pensacola, there are a lot of homes listed for sale within that price range that we just entered. Okay. And then you can see up here kind of the north central area. This is going to be the 9-mile road and 10-mile road area. West Florida is going to be, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this is going to be West Florida right here, the University of West Florida, that is. And then over here we have Scenic Highway, Scenic Heights area, Ferry Pass. Okay, so these are going to be the two areas that I want to focus on for this video. Now you can see kind of over here in the west side of Pensacola, there's a lot of homes for sale. But just for the sake of time, we're going to be focusing on the Scenic Heights, Ferry Pass area, as well as sort of the central 9-mile and 10-mile area. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the Scenic Heights area. This Scenic Heights is actually a neighborhood all by itself. I actually made another video where we toured the Scenic Heights neighborhood and I kind of talked about some of the pros and cons of living in Scenic Heights. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and check it out. But as you can see, like you have homes listed for sale for 230, 248, 300, 335, 349. So definitely within that sweet spot of 250 to 350K. Now, I do want to talk just briefly about the advantages of living in the Scenic Heights neighborhood. So the advantage of living in Scenic Heights is going to be its location. Okay, so you can see Scenic Heights neighborhood is located right here off of Scenic Highway. Now, the great thing about that is Scenic Highway is a straight shot taking you into downtown Pensacola. And not only will it take you straight into downtown Pensacola, but also if you stay on Scenic Highway, and then hit a left right here on 17th Avenue, continue straight, you'll jump on 3 Mile Bridge, which will then take you through Gulf Breeze and out to Pensacola Beach. So if you want to have easy access to downtown Pensacola, but you don't necessarily have a $500,000 budget to work with and you're not really able to afford a home in downtown Pensacola, well, you can easily buy a home here in the Scenic Heights area for, you know, that price range that we've been talking about. And then you just jump on Scenic Highway and you can be spending your Friday night or Saturday evening in downtown Pensacola within 15 minutes of your front door. Not only are you 15 minutes away from downtown, but you're also about a 20 to 25 minute drive away from the beach. So if you know that you're gonna be spending a lot of time in downtown and gonna wanna be spending a lot of your time on the weekends at the beach, but you can't afford to live at the beach or you can't afford to live downtown, highly recommend the Scenic Heights neighborhood to you. Now, the next little area that I want to talk about is going to be the Ferry Pass area. Okay, and so you can see that it's listed right here on the Zillow map. Again, there's an abundance of listings in the Ferry Pass area for 250 to 350K. And it really, I mean, look at this, it really looks like a hotbed of homes right there around 250K. You don't really see a whole lot, you know, just from a bird's eye view, you don't really see a whole lot of homes listed for 300K and above in the Ferry Pass area. What you do see a lot of is you see a lot of 240, 260, 250, 255, 265, 255, right? So maybe you're working with a 200, or maybe you're totally working with a 250K budget. If that's the case, you're definitely gonna wanna key in on the Ferry Pass area. Okay, now real quick, before we hop over to our next neighborhood or our next area, I actually sold a home in the Ferry Pass area about 2-3 months ago. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change our criteria to sold and I'm gonna pull up this home for you. And the reason that I'm gonna do this is so that you can get an idea of what $250,000 will buy you in the Ferry Pass area. Okay, so this is the house that I sold. Looks like we closed on it back in early March. Okay, you can see it's a 3-bed, 2-bath home, a little over 1,000 square feet. Okay, and I think, especially in the Ferry Pass area, what you're gonna have a lot of is gonna be a lot of 3-bed, 2-bath, brick, ranch style homes like we're looking at right here. Okay, and the typical square footage of these homes is going to be between 1,000 and about 1,500 square feet. Okay, and then the year built for these homes is going to be anywhere from the late 50s to the late 70s. So let's go ahead and just cruise through some of these photos of this home that we sold back in early March. So you can see does have an updated tile backsplash in the kitchen, which is, you know, everybody's favorite thing, you know, must have in the kitchen these days. We got a big oversized farmhouse sink. And then we have stainless steel appliances right here. And a lot of these homes that were flipped, what these remodelers will do is they will actually just, instead of redoing the whole kitchen and having to, you know, jack up the overall price in the house, what they'll do is if the kitchen cabinets are in great shape, they'll just go in there, they'll repaint them, and then they will add in new hardware on the doors and the drawers, okay? So let's keep on cruising through here. Again, brick ranch style home. Also what you'll see a lot of, especially here in the Pensacola area, what a lot of folks like to do and what seems to be popular these days is to paint exterior brick, a kind of a whitewashed or a gray color. And then we have sort of a darker door and a darker color shade on the shutters to kind of contrast. So just cruise through these photos real quick. One thing I do want to point out is in the Pensacola area, especially if the home was built in the late 50s, late 70s, you won't necessarily see a lot of 2-car garages. What you will definitely see a lot of is going to be 1-car garages, okay? And I guess the reason for this is you know, back in the 50s, families didn't necessarily have more than 1 car, right? Like having 2 cars was a super duper luxury, right? So, you know, homes are being built with just 1-car garage. And again, you know, if you're looking at a home that was built in the 50s and the 70s, you can kind of expect it to only have a 1-car garage. Now, to offset this, you can see that this is just a 1-car driveway, but to offset this, a lot of the listings you'll see will be just a 1-car garage or a 1-car carport. And then over here, they'll add on to the driveway, right? So you can have somebody park in the in the garage, and then another car park here, and then maybe, you know, if you have a teenager or something, they can park back here over here on the side as well. So I just wanted to point that out so you didn't think that, hey, you know, wow, this is crazy. In Pensacola, they only have 1-car garages or 1-car driveways. Definitely you do see houses like that, but you also do see houses that have been, you know, added on to the driveway to allow for additional parking. So existing hardwood floors refurbished. Just kind of cruising through here. Got your granite countertop. Reglazed tile in the bathroom. So anyway, this was a really great listing, went under contract quickly, and really, really great home. But I just wanted to show you guys what this listing was like so that you could have an idea of what to expect homes are like in the Ferry Pass area. All right, so far we've taken a look at the neighborhood over there in the Scenic Heights area. We've also taken a look at the Ferry Pass area, and we can see that both of those neighborhoods and both of those two different areas are densely populated with homes that are for sale between $250,000 and $350,000. Okay, so now what I want to do is hop over to the third and final area just for the sake of this video. As you can see on my screen, there are plenty of densely populated areas here in the greater Pensacola area as a whole where homes are listed between the $250K and $350K price tag. But again, just for the sake of this video, we're going to be looking at this third area over here, which is kind of creeping up on into the cantonment. You know, it's kind of the 9-mile and the 10-mile road area. Okay, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at a couple of listings that I have currently. They're both under contract right now, but I just wanted to show you guys what a ballpark price of $250,000 can get you in the 9-mile and 10-mile road area. So right here, we're gonna zoom in, and this is gonna be a listing right here at 10429 Senegal Drive. List price was $245,000. As you can see, it is contingent. Depending on whenever you're watching this video, it may have already been sold or closed at that point, but let's just go ahead and cruise through these photos as well. Okay, you can see LVP flooring, and what I want to point out is luxury vinyl plank flooring is one of the most popular choices of flooring here in the Pensacola area, and really, I guess, nationwide. But the way that you can tell the difference between LVP and laminate flooring is actually a lot more stiff than LVP is. LVP is kind of flexible, so when you put it down, it's going to really, you know, mold and adhere to the subfloor of the home. Whereas laminate, it doesn't really have a whole lot of give, right? Like if there's imperfections in the subfloor and you're walking over laminate flooring, you can actually kind of hear the laminate slap against the subfloor. You know, if there's air in between the laminate and the subfloor and you walk on it, you can hear it, you know, kind of like slap down on the subfloor. And for that reason, LVP became really popular because, I mean, nothing's perfect, right? You know, subfloors, they have imperfections in them. When people really liked the look of laminate, but they didn't really, you know, like having to hear the slap and whatnot, they switched over to LVP, which you don't hear any slap because it adheres really well to that subfloor. So that's what this home has right here. Okay. Now this home is located over in the Maple, I believe it's called West Maple Oaks subdivision. But you can see it's a 3-bed, 2-bath home. It's a little bit over 1,400 square feet, I want to say. If you're wondering whether a home is located within an HOA or not, which is something that you're going to want to pay attention to, right? Like you don't want to get stuck in an HOA that has super high fees or crazy rules or anything like that. If you're looking at a home that's within an HOA, what you can do is on the Zillow listing, right here under the, or actually above the overview section, they'll have a bunch of different specifications about the property. And if it's within an HOA, you'll notice it right here, right? So this one is in West Maple Oaks subdivision. They only have a $150 a year HOA fee, which is really, it's not bad at all. Like it's really good, to be honest with you. There are some properties that are within HOAs where you have $2,000 a year and above HOA fees, which, I mean, it's pretty high, right? Especially if you tack on property taxes and homeowners insurance plus a $2,000 or $200 a month HOA fee. You know, it starts to get pretty expensive, right? So definitely, I think that it's something, if you're searching for homes here in Pensacola and you're wanting to really do your due diligence and find out everything about the home, something that you're going to want to add to your list is the question, is this home located within an HOA? If it is, how much is the HOA fee? All right, well, thank y'all so much for watching the video. Again, just as a recap, the 3 areas that we talked about that are going to be sort of a hotbed, or where you can find an abundance of homes listed between 250 and 350K. The areas that we talked about on the video were the Scenic Heights neighborhood located in Northeast Pensacola, right off of Scenic Highway. And then the other area that we talked about was Ferry Pass. It is located kind of just north of the Scenic Heights neighborhood, above Creighton Road, 9th Avenue, and the Olive Road area. And the third and final neighborhood that we talked about during this video was the Maple Oaks West subdivision, located within the 9-mile and 10-mile road area. So again, if you guys got any value out of watching this video, please go ahead and hit that like button, and also hit the subscribe button as well. And just as a quick tip and small piece of advice for you, I would highly recommend that you consume content like this if you're thinking about moving here to the Pensacola area on a regular basis. I think a really easy thing for you to do would be, you know, whenever you get home from work, just put something up on the YouTube channel on TV while you're kind of tidying up, cleaning up the kitchen, straightening up the living room. And I think if you do that on a regular basis, you'll start to kind of develop a sixth sense about the Pensacola area and what neighborhoods or areas you could actually see yourself living. So just a quick piece of advice for you. It's what I would do if I were going to be moving to the area. So anyway, I hope that this video gave you some value, and I hope that it helped you understand the Pensacola area a little bit better. If you have any questions about our area, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.